Alright guys, what's up? It is May 11th. We're going to talk about trading today, what I did right, what I did wrong, what I wish would have happened because today was a fantastic day and I am really kicking myself for something that happened this morning. So we had some sort of news come out in the market, so let's kick this over to the hourly so we can actually see things. Let's restart. Let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday, I tagged out of my position right around here. And that meant I was not in any futures contracts whatsoever, and I was kind of like, man, like I cheated. I locked in $1,000 profit total yesterday, and that was my first day ever over $1,000. So it was like, okay, this is great, but I cheated. And so as we're sitting there during Don's live stream last night, actually, a lot of us are kind of feeling like we were going to see something of a bullish reaction coming from these inflation numbers and things like that. And it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to get back into that one contract that I should have had. I'm going to put my stop all the way back down where it would have been, put my take profit up where it should have been, and that way I'm not cheating anymore. I'm actually letting the trade play out. And coincidentally, I tagged out right around here, and I got back in on like this wick right here. So I ended up getting back in at about the same price that I got out. I'm not sure why that doesn't translate over to my to TradeStation right here, because this should be a long position that pushed up to here, but it's making it look like I was short 3 right here. These lines don't actually make any sense. It makes it look like I took a bunch of short plays today, and I was actually in long positions today. So not quite sure why the lines are messed up. That might have something to do with the way that futures contracts are recognized. It's like they do like a first in, first out kind of a way of keeping track of the accounting. I don't completely understand it. I just know what my P&L says at the end of the day. And I know what I personally did as I was trading the charts. So unfortunately, these aren't accurate. So what ended up happening was we pushed up overnight, and I looked at this candle. It was probably right around there, first thing in the morning, and it was this one right here. I looked at it first thing this morning. That says 5 o'clock. That means it was about 5:15. No, I wasn't up that early this morning. What? That doesn't seem right. So I bought there. I sold there. I locked in like $187 profit. It was like 10 points away from my actual target, which would have been hit by this wick right here. And then our data came out, our inflation data came out. And as it turns out, when you start handing people a bunch of stimulus checks, inflation goes up. And people are surprised that inflation went up. And so the markets came down. And they came down right into the zone. I grabbed the type 1, as I normally would. I had limit order set actually in both of these zones. So I was ready to short up here, and I was ready to go long down here and just play the zone like I'm supposed to. And so I had my type 1. I had a type 2 set, and you'll probably have noticed if you went back, or if you were to go back and compare with yesterday's video, this bottom zone looked a little bit different. I had to make some adjustments because this wick came down here, and you can see I tagged in for the type 1. It's sort of hard to see. The little blue arrow kind of blends in with my blue zone. I had a limit order set. I kid you not. It was 1 point, 4 little ticks away from tagging me into my type 2. And I saw it come down there. I was actually sitting at my desk, and it would have been so easy just to like click and drag real fast to get it filled. And I was like, no, I'm going to maintain my discipline because every time I do that, it's like it gets filled and then it comes down further. And I had like the end of the zone down here somewhere with my stop out being down here. And this stupid thing turned around without me. I mean, like, I was literally 1 point away from getting filled on my Type 2, and that would have been, I had a 3-to-1 ratio set up on it, and you can see we got a big green candle after that. I would have made over $500 in less than an hour. Were it not for me missing the Type 2, sorry, it happened over here, but there's that one green candle. Were it not for me missing that Type 2, I had, I think, two contracts, and it would have been a 3-to-1. So there you go. So that one hurt me. That one, um, on one hand, I can't be super mad at myself for actually sticking to my plan and just like waiting there with a limit order, just sort of lurking and trying my best to be disciplined and not chase positions and entries. Um, because that's obviously what I'm trying to correct as far as my trading is not chasing things. So on one hand, it's like, okay, I followed procedure, and so A+ for that, but it resulted in me missing what would have been a very profitable trade and what would have made today my single most profitable day trading. So I ended up in the type 1, we pushed up, grabbed profit right there, that hit my 2-to-1 take profit right up there. And then we ended up, I got the alert. I had limit order set to short the top zone. I thought we were going to push up there and test that. I actually thought we'd be breaking out to the top side today. And obviously, as you can see from the chart, that didn't happen. So I got the alert that we were coming back down in. I went ahead and I grabbed a type 1 and a type 2. And so I did get my type 2 filled. This was before I had adjusted the zone, so my stop was, I forget where I had my stop on that. It was down here somewhere. Never got tagged out, but then when I looked at the hourly, I saw this push up, and I had a 2-to-1 ratio set up on my type 2, and I saw that my whole lot of positions, my type 1 and my type 2, were up $400. And I looked at, this is hard to explain because you can't see it in the candles as clearly now. We had a lot of momentum coming down into this zone that, like, obviously we hit it pretty hard this morning. We shot right back up. We did not go as high on this peak as we did here, and even this one was higher. We haven't hit the top zone to short, actually, in some time now. So we kind of pushed back up to the same area of, I guess you could call that some kind of resistance. We came back down. We came back down with some enthusiasm. We hit what I considered the rest of my zone. We pushed up out of it, and I saw the 15-minute candle just sort of like hesitating right near my take profit for the type 2 anyways. I looked at it, and I'm like, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't as comfortable taking this position because the question that we need to ask ourselves is how many times can we smack a zone until it breaks? And in this instance, we've hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, and it finally broke. So we depleted the buyers. The sellers are still there. And it was like, I'm not as comfortable. I saw that hesitation, and I looked at my P&L, and I was like, I really shouldn't be doing this. This is exactly the kind of thing that I'm trying not to do because I should be aiming to make $800 total on these 2 trades. And I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't trust it. There's something about the way that the candles are moving that I just did not trust it. I didn't even bring my stop up. I said, you know what? I'm up right around $400 on this. I think it closed out for like 380 something. Let's see if TraderView tells us here. Yeah, so it looks like I made 380 on that final trade, something like that. Or no, that was this morning. So 372 on. It is confused right now. Oh, you know why it's confused? Because I did not import one trade to that. So that's why it's confused. I will do that later. So these P&L numbers, they're accurate enough for now, but it's not factoring. Yeah, wait, it is factoring in. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like I said, something about the way that this reporting comes across doesn't make a ton of sense, but here we are. It's not giving me my running P&L photos, so that's fine, whatever. So I didn't trust it. I was up apparently 3. I was up near 4. It started pulling back, and this red candle, you can even see, like, it came back with enthusiasm, and I saw it retest the zone, and I'm like, no, I'm not jumping back in. Like, I will violate my rules here. I think we're breaking this, and the weird thing about this week is that this puts us below the expected move on SPY, which sometimes means when we get below that expected move, we can expect a hard rip to the downside. The market makers have to start fixing their positions and doing all sorts of things I don't completely understand, but when you exceed one standard deviation and you kind of close there and keep fighting it like this, there's a very good chance that like tomorrow we run to 2 standard deviations down. So I'm basically waiting for the market to be like, all right, let's go. And so you can see I actually have my limit orders set here. I want to get in type 1, type 2, stop above this last failed push up this evening. And I am going a little bit heavier for the type 2. I'm risking a little bit more than what I normally do, so I kind of hope we tag that and then just let's go. Let's jump off the cliff, and I wonder if I have a bottom zone drawn anywhere. I guess the next zone down is that one. Yeah, looks like it. I think Don has a speed bump zone in there somewhere. I will have to compare to the CFD and make sure my zones are accurate. But yeah, so I want to see a retest, and I'm looking to short the thing. So that was how I traded today. Traded far better than I would have expected, and as you saw on TraderView over here, ended up closing out after commissions and everything that says $934, and that puts us for the week. If we go to reports, futures trading, well, from May 1st, that puts us up nice and profitable, up about $1,700 total. These 2 big blue candles in our chart is really what I want to see, because that to me is going to help start moving my average daily gain or loss. Like, that's the number I'm really caring about, because that's the average number over the long term. That's the number that I want to see moving up and up and up, so that just as a trader, I understand on any given day, on an average day, here's what kind of gains I can be looking to make, or losses, and then I know I need to fix something about my strategy. But that does give me an indication of what direction I'm going, how well I'm doing, and what kind of expectation I can actually have out of my trading with the amount of risk that I put on and everything else. So yeah, very, very happy with how today played out. Second best day ever trading. Had I gotten that type 2 first thing in the morning, today would have been like a $1,400 day, and would have been by far my best day trading, and I don't imagine that'll get beat anytime soon. So there's trading. There's my review. I don't have any options contracts at this point, I'm in SPX. Actually, let's just bonus material real fast. Let's look at SPX. We're down to 39.35. Let me pull up and see where my credit spread is that expires this week, thinking that we would stay above 1 standard deviation. It's at 39.05 and 3900. So I'll just draw that out. So we need to stay above that. That might end up being a loss. I guess we'll see. We will wait and see what happens. For right now, like I said, I'm leaning short. It looks like we're about to actually get this order filled. And come on, fill that order. I want you guys to hear the creepy voice if I have TradeStation open in the background like I do. We're going to sit here and watch this, and it's not even going to come all the way up. Come on, do it. Market never actually does what you want it to. Alright, just for you guys, here's the... Oh, wait, I don't have desktop audio turned on. Never mind, you wouldn't be able to hear it anyways. So if you've ever used TradeStation with the desktop open, you hear that creepy order filled come up in the background. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to take these headphones off before that happens because I haven't turned off that audio and it's kind of weird. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble. If you stuck with me so far, you can subscribe if you want to follow along and see what I'm up to with trading. And we'll see you tomorrow.